Hello my friends, hope you're all doing really well today. I wanted to make a great video to talk to you today about the correct levels of our blood pressure. What is the right numbers and levels of healthy blood pressure? Well, today I'm going to be sharing this information is going to be coming from what I've read and studied from several different sources, but also I'm going to be sharing from Dr. Morse's The Miracle Source book and what he says about blood pressure. He says low blood pressure is always an indication of adrenal weakness, and at least 50% of high blood pressure cases reflect adrenal weakness as well. Remember, the top number is your adrenals. That's also what they call the systolic. And then the diastolic, or the bottom number, is your kidneys. Goes on, he says, a healthy blood pressure is 120 to 130 systolic, or top number, and over 60 to 70 diastolic, or bottom number. And again, the top number is your adrenals, and the bottom number is your kidneys. Well, let's stop right there. What did he just say? He said the bottom number is only 60 to 70. Well, that can be quite confusing to lots of people out there in the world, because what does the Medical Association say? They say that it should be 120 over 80. Yes, 80. And so a lot of people, when you tell them what Dr. Morse talks about blood pressure, they think that automatically that's wrong because of what the Medical Association and the AMA has brainwashed us so bad on thinking what is normal blood pressure. When really, so much of society has weak adrenal glands and too much inflammation in the body and very weak kidneys, so they naturally have high blood pressure, but they also their kidneys have lots of inflammation in them, so their kidneys are naturally always elevated too. So 80 number is normal to most standard people in this society that eats too much salt and has too much stress and has too much inflammation and congestion of lymphatic acids in their body. And then when they take all those things out of their diet and they really work on their emotions and feelings, their blood pressure usually goes down and goes low. So a lot of people, they think that, when you have 120 over 60, that's too low, or 110 or 100 over 60, that's too low. And the top number, that may be a little low, because anytime it's under 120, that is a little low. And what do you do to help low blood pressure? You use licorice. Licorice root is wonderful to help low blood pressure, but you don't want to use it if you have high blood pressure, because of course that's obvious. It will raise the high blood pressure. What do you do if it's high blood pressure? You take a wonderful herb called hawthorn berries and other herbs to help with circulation, like gotu kola and ginkgo biloba and things like that helps the body to have proper circulation. But hawthorn berries is one of the best to help when it's high. But also the main thing when it's high is you want to make sure that you reduce and take all of the inflammation causing sources out of the diet, like high acidic foods like animal products, processed foods, dairy products, fried foods, because fried foods, let's talk about that for a minute. Any foods cooked in oil, even sauteed in oil, is very bad on the cardiovascular system, and it's very bad on the blood pressure. Did you know that's one of the main causes of high blood pressure, is too much eating foods cooked in oil? So that's the number one thing, is that you don't want to eat any foods cooked in oil. You want to if you're going to saute things and cook things, if you're still working on transitioning up to a diet where you don't do that, then you want to saute things in water and not in any kind of oil. Because any kind of oil, I don't care if you say, well, Thad, what about this kind of oil? What about that kind of oil? What about coconut oil? It doesn't matter. Any kind of heated oils is very bad on the arteries because it causes inflammation in the arteries. And then what does the body do to try to rescue those damaged arteries? It uses cholesterol from your own body's production. But also, anytime we eat high cholesterol foods, that collects in the arteries too, and then that causes more inflammation. So anytime we have lots of stress, anytime we drink coffee and sodas and eat animal-based products and very high acidic and mucus-causing products, that's very hard on our cardiovascular system and our blood pressure. And stress and anxiety and lots of traumas that we've had to go through in our life, that's very hard on our blood pressure and our circulatory system. So again, take your blood pressure with a blood pressure device, and the way that you do it is you make sure that you remember that you have to test both arms. That's very important, because you will get different readings. And a lot of people, if they told the medical association that, they would laugh at you, because they say, oh, that's not necessary, when really it is, because you can have two different sets of readings, and it's very common. Because why? The body is parallel. The right half of the body, when you look at iridology, the right eye covers the right half of the body. The left eye covers the left half of the body. Well, the right arm gives the test of the right body's adrenal glands and kidney function. The left the left arm gives the readings of the left kidney and adrenal glands, So that's why it's very important to test both. And that can be challenging for people if they don't have a home test unit, because we can always go to the drugstores and get a free test, but those machines, you can only put one arm in the cuff when you sit down. You can't do the other arm because of the way that you sit in the machine. So it's best to just get you one of the home units that you can, get off of Amazon, and then that way you can test both arms and test your blood pressure and be able to see where it's at. Guys, I just wanted to make this video today to just remind you that, blood pressure is a great example of how strong our cardiovascular system is, how much inflammation we have in our system, how weak our adrenals and our kidneys are by how low the numbers are, how much, if your blood pressure is really weak and you're really, really easy to get dizzy, then that shows your adrenal glands are really, really weak, and you have to do things to support your adrenal glands. Well, that means you got to do things to support your master glands, because your hypothalamus and your pituitary are very responsible for helping to make sure your adrenal glands will work correctly. Well, how do you get the master glands working better? You get the head to drain and get all that congestion to come out of the head. Well, why would the head be so congested in the first place? Because the bowels are very congested and have a lot of buildup of mucus and trash and lymphatic waste, as well as digestive waste. So you have to get the bowels to start draining so the head can start draining, so the master glands can start working better, so then the adrenals and kidneys can start to work better. That's honestly the way to do it. So no matter what stage you're at, no matter if you're coming from the animal-based products and the high inflammatory causing foods, you're eating lots of sodium and salt, and you have lots of stress, first take out all of those foods as much as you can, as fast as you can, as you transition up to the more alkaline fruits and vegetable-based diet approach. And then that way that your blood pressure will naturally regulate, and you'll be able to get it to come back down in balance. And then if you are still having lots of struggle with keeping your blood pressure up enough, because a lot of us, we end up having to really struggle to keep our blood pressure at a good normal rate after we do all that cleansing and detoxing and all of that, as we're trying to help our adrenal glands to become stronger, then use licorice root like I told you before. And that really can be such a great benefit for us. I personally have to use licorice root quite a bit, especially when I'm detoxing, because my blood pressure gets so low because I still have such weak adrenal glands. And when I use enough licorice root, it really makes a big difference. And so licorice root is such a great friend to me when it comes to helping my adrenal glands and my blood pressure. I hope this video was great and inspiring and helped to show you how we can learn about what is our correct and proper levels of blood pressure, and how we can do what we can do to go about helping the levels to either come down or to rise according to what levels they're at, and how to properly test both arms, to test both sets of kidneys and adrenals, and to know what is the correct levels of our blood pressure in the first place, and not let the AMA blind us from the truth and let us get hung up in these levels that they set for the standard American people that are eating way too much sodium and inflammatory causing foods. And also, if I can give you an iridology reading, if I can give you an herbal protocol, if I can help you with some coaching, and help motivate you and inspire you and help you with some stress and anxiety and some spiritual and mental challenges, just please reach out to me. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and give me a great thumbs up. And I wish everyone can have a wonderful journey to Wellville. I hope it is balanced, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Take care, my friends, and much love to you all. Namaste. Take care. Bye-bye.